Steelers win tonight, this division's blouses. It's a wrap, okay?
Do the Ravens realistically have a shot to come back and win this division? We already know what the record is. Ravens are 1-5. Pittsburgh, if they win, they move to 5-1. They still have to play each other twice. And the Pittsburgh Steelers still have a very difficult schedule down the stretch. But on ESPN on First Take, Dan Orlovsky talked about the magnitude if the Steelers were to win. But even if not, he seems pretty adamant that this is going to be their division. And a win would just further validate that there's no way another team can catch them. So, Zach, let's play that clip real quick.
All in do you want to be if I'm the Steelers? Steelers win tonight, this division's blouses. It's a wrap, okay? If you're the Steelers and you win tonight, you have I think it would be a 3.5 game lead on the division. Do you make a call to the New York Jets and see is Garrett Wilson available? Do you make a call to the Miami Dolphins and see if Jalen Waddle's available? Do you call the Saints and see if Chris Olave is available?
I like those
because
options. I like those options, Dan.
This team is different than I thought they were going to be. I thought they were a playoff football team. I did.
What did you think?
I thought they were a playoff team. After I've watched them over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and now the defensive line has gotten healthy with Cam and Nate Herbig and TJ, and I watched the way this offense is playing. Last year, you remember I said, this offense can't beat the good football teams. I don't feel the way about this offense this year. This offense can beat the good football teams. And I just laid out who they are on offense. Could you imagine if they really added a number 2 viable wide receiver opposite DK Metcalf?
I've been begging for that.
Or a Waddle? They went tonight, division. I want to know how all in will Pittsburgh go to really say, we're making a no question expectation run at winning the Super Bowl.
Okay. Well, so Dan thinks that they win this game. I've never heard the term it's blouses. Was that the term?
Yeah, I've never heard it's blouses. I know it's wraps, like that's curtains. I've heard curtains, I've heard wraps.
Wrap.
Never blouses. Didn't get that one.
I still don't get it. So I might just use it out of context here so many times, you know. So Dan, though, thinks the division would be over if Pittsburgh wins tonight, being at 5-1. And look, I don't ever want to say that the Ravens don't have a chance because you got to go out and play the games. And if Lamar Jackson's healthy, you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah, the Ravens are probably going to be favored in every game until they go to Green Bay right after Christmas. Like, realistically, Lamar plays, the Ravens are probably going to be favored. But the problem is you got a lot of games that you have to make up, and specifically, you are going to have to beat Pittsburgh twice. Like, I think that's the emphasis. And that's something that the Ravens, we know, they go to Pittsburgh, the weirdest shit happens over there, Zach. The ugliest games happen, and it's always in Pittsburgh's favor. So I'm with Dan that it would be a really uphill battle. I don't know if I'm with them on the other side of it, and I think the ironic thing, they're saying going out and get another wide receiver. Well, they did have another wide receiver.
Which is?
He's actually playing pretty well in Dallas.
And that's what we thought the plan was. I mean, you know, to answer the original question, can the Ravens win the division? Mathematically, yes. Like, mathematically, it is possible. They are going to have to, like, it's not in their hands, obviously, because that's what sucks about it is the Ravens could win. You know, let's say Pittsburgh wins tonight, loses tonight, no matter what. Ravens could win out, and they still technically don't control their destiny. So, like, it is in that situation where mathematically, yes, anything can happen. But you look at, you know, kind of the schedule for the Ravens, it opens up. It would take it would be very impressive. I actually just looked at a sports book. Pittsburgh is, I believe, minus 165 to win the division. The Ravens are actually just plus 170. So still closer than you think. But those odds, I mean, it feels like it is one of the biggest uphill climbs for the Ravens. So, like, yes, mathematically they could still win it. I think the best chance for the Ravens is to go on a run and sneak into that last wild card spot. It would be more on Pittsburgh if they lose this division than I think really the Ravens, you know, or even the Bengals. Like, if the Bengals win tonight, and Joe Flacco can keep them afloat until Joe Burrow comes back and he returns healthy. Maybe they've, gone a little run. Like, technically, I could see 10, 11 wins winning this division. But once again, that revolves around Pittsburgh's got to lose some games. You can't just be like, oh, if we win out, we win the division. No, Pittsburgh still's going to, that's just 2 losses to Pittsburgh guaranteed, or 2 Pittsburgh losses if the Ravens win out. They're going to need some help from other teams. So it's going to be very intriguing to see how it all unfolds, but I'm not holding my breath for Ravens AFC North banner this year.
No. And honestly, you just got to get in the damn dance, right? And hey, if you're liking this video, let me just tell you, this channel has a lot more to offer. From behind-the-scenes content, sports betting, and unfiltered takes, you should join our channel memberships. And if you want to unlock exclusive content, private live streams for real-time breakdowns, and yeah, we're going to have a sports betting newsletter from yours truly and the rest of the gang here at the Ryan Ripken Show. And on top of that, custom emojis, badges, shout-outs, and straight access to our inner circle. So be a good kid and hit that join button below. All right, now back to the video. This is just the reality of how it's going to be. We just said if Lamar Jackson plays for the Ravens, more than likely the Ravens will be favored, in most games, right? And here's the Steelers' schedule. I mean, Zach, they're not maybe they'll be favored against Green Bay, which I could see because Green Bay's, not playing that defense hasn't been as stout the last couple of weeks, but going to LA to play the Chargers, the Colts game is going to be an interesting challenge. The Bills going to play the Ravens at the bottom of the screen, which you guys can't see because it's the Welcome to the Ryan Ripken Show. Click join to become a channel member, and you should. But Lions at the bottom. So there's going to be games that truly are a coin flip or they will be underdogs in moving forward. But this is what Pittsburgh does then, Zach.
It's just ugly. It's so ugly. It's so gross.
They don't care. And, their games so far have kind of been that ugly style, right? They survived the winless Jets week 1. They get blown out at home against the Seahawks, which they made some mistakes. And then they beat the Patriots, who, hey, they look pretty good, but still the Pats aren't blowing teams out of the water. They got a good win in Buffalo, and now they blew out the Panthers, who can win at home but can't win on the road. And then, you beat the Vikings, which I think the Vikings have a very good coaching staff and team, but that's their signature win so far this year, in my opinion, is that you won in Minnesota. Beating the Pats in New England, we'll find out of how much of a signature win that is as we go. But, hey, it's an uphill battle whatever way you look at it. For Baltimore, you aren't going to even think about this division title. I wouldn't even think about it. You know what you got to think about? How the hell do we beat the Chicago Bears? The Bears in 2 weeks, who they now are having a little bit of belief of hey, we might be decent. We've won some games in a row. They
got momentum. It's a real thing. And they have hope. They have confidence. They did not play a great game against the Commanders, and in a lot of ways, the Commanders just handed them that ball game. But it's the Ravens. I think Ravens fans kind of have marked the Bears game as this get right game. Okay, Lamar comes back, Ravens beat the Bears by 40, we're good. Okay, we'll just win that game, then go from there. This is a scrappy Bears team that's pretty much playing with house money. They're still in that first year of Ben Johnson era. They're trying to figure things out. Whatever happens. I think they're actually getting the run game under control right now with DeAndre Swift. He looks great against the Commanders. So, that's a team that can be dangerous. That can be a very dangerous team.
Hey, they can. Well, and the thing is, they got nothing to lose. The Ravens, with being the number one, being favored in the games, right? Even with it being 1-5, people have all the pressure on Baltimore. It's not, oh, hey, pressure's off, Baltimore. You're 1-5. They're like, well, no, if Lamar's back, you don't make the playoff. People are going to lose some jobs. That's what's going to happen here. The Ravens hitting playoff mode starts
now.
It's on now. You are locked in. It is a week-to-week thing, and every game matters. You have to find a way to win each and every one until you're in a position. And if not, then you know what? Could get ugly in Baltimore. But we'll see